Talking Wyoming Seminary swimming here on the John Mendola Show. Phil Mercantilli, the head coach, with us. And Phil, let's talk about the success this season. Let's first start over on the ladies' side.
So we brought in a lot of new freshmen this year. We had a really big incoming class. We had some people. We lost some here or there to different things. We had a lot of graduating last year, especially on the boys' side. But on the girls' side, we were bringing in a lot. Weren't losing a ton, and so we're geared up for a pretty good season. We're kind of starting that, focusing point as we get closer to districts, as they start to kind of get primed in on their events. But we've had a great year. We went undefeated. We have one more meet on Tuesday, but so far so good. And I brought some of the girls here who've done really well this year for us, and hopefully we're going to talk to them soon.
Let's talk with the guys and how they've performed in the pool this year as well.
Yeah. Guys have done awesome and probably have very much exceeded my expectations for what they did this year. Last year we had an awesome team, but they were a lot of seniors, and we graduated a lot. This year we had a lot of unproven kind of new kids, talent come in, and I couldn't be happier with what they've done so far.
Talk about coaching-wise, much change from year to year as far as the way you attack it with the kids and what they're doing, or results that you're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, you can train and train and train, and if a team isn't getting along, or if they're not kind of gelling the same way as they have in the past, like last year, we had a really good, really high-level senior class, and they really led the team. And this year, we just haven't had as many. We have great seniors this year, but there just aren't as many, and so we had to fight through some of that. And then on top of that, we had the whole flu thing going on, hit us pretty hard a couple weeks ago. And we had two kids who missed a bunch of time this year on with surgeries, and so none of them had anything to do with athletic pursuits. It was all like just kind of random, kind of acts of God type thing. So we've had some things we had to deal with this year, but the kids have done really well at kind of pushing through those and getting closer together in the process.
Let's talk about the misses and coaching there and how everything's going.
This year was a whole new. Last year we had the baby, and it was easier because he wasn't moving around much. This year, we're here and there. We have like a life vest that we put him in during practice, just in case he decides he wants to jump in the pool. But it's been really fun to have him around, have him at meets, and now that he's interacting, and because both of us are in and out all the time with him. The kids love him, and the kids are always great with him, and we, sometimes they're babysitting for us, and it's been a really interesting year as far as that's concerned, and I'm excited to see kind of where it goes as he gets older and interacts with the team more and more.
Let's talk about the next couple of weeks. We'll start to get busy. Districts at the beginning of March and states, and what kind of opportunities do you think this SEM team has?
I think if we really hit our stride and hit our rest. We could send, a pretty big contingent, just like we did last year, to states, and do pretty well once we get there. I don't want to throw things out there and put my kids in a corner and they have to perform how I feel like they're going to do. But I am pretty confident in how they're going to do, and I think they should be excited for what they're going to see soon.
Phil Mercantilli, always great to catch up with you. Keep up the great work at Wyoming Seminary, and best of luck. Tara Kupski joining us from the Wyoming Seminary swim and dive team. And Tara, let's talk about the events that you compete in.
Hi. I usually stick with the 200 medley. I am individual medley, and the 100 fly. Those are like my two main events, especially this year.
You're a senior, so what's it like coaching some of these younger swimmers along, and then just trying to be a leader overall?
It's really fun. It's a little tough sometimes because I'm the only senior girl, and there's a lot of underclassmen this year, so I think there's a lot more responsibility this year especially. But overall, it's not ever very stressful. Everyone's really nice. We get along really well, so it's a good experience to be a senior.
Cross country and track involved with as well, so tell us about those.
Yeah, our school actually doesn't have a track team because we don't have a track, but I do participate in cross country, and it's really fun. I was captain for that this year too. I also run cross country with my sister, so yeah.
Let's talk about the writing center.
Yeah, I participate in the writing center at my school. They kind of tutor the younger class for like papers or things that they need help with. It's really fun.
Let's talk about that big old family of yours.
Yeah.
Boy, there's a lot of them, huh?
Yeah, I have 6 siblings, an older sister, Paige, and then 2 younger sisters, April and Mary, Kate, and then 3 brothers, Whoopi, it's a nickname, Virgil and Corey, and yeah, it's a handful.
Busy, huh?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I'm
really
sure that
stressful for my mom.
they rely on you a lot, huh?
Yeah, especially because my older sister's in college, so I'm kind of the top dog now.
So, life after high school. Let's talk about what's next for you.
I'm going to Franklin and Marshall for swimming, actually, so hopefully that'll be fun with the team there. And I think I'm going to study English. I don't know really yet, but we'll find out, I guess.
Like to have a big family, huh?
Yes, just like my mom, I'm probably going to have kids later in life.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your older sister, Paige, and what she does to try to show you the way a little bit, because
Yeah.
you're getting a little closer to that next step.
She's kind of like one of my role models because she's always there for me. She's taught me kind of the ropes, especially when I got into high school. She's actually an American right now swimming, so she really likes it there, and I miss her a lot, but we stay in touch a lot.
What's it like being a student at Sem?
Stressful. I think the load of work is pretty tough, but I really like it, especially with the swim team and all of my friends. And all the teachers are really good with giving extra help, especially.
Well, I wish you the best. Great to hear from you, and good luck at districts.
Thank you.
Yona Wasik joining us from the Wyoming Seminary Swim and Dive team here on the John Mendola Show. And Yona, let's talk about the event you competed.
I started swimming sophomore year, the 200 IM. That's really become my best event, I think. And then I also compete in the 100 backstroke.
Talk about this team overall, and a lot of positives about it. Good quality. Talk about your coaches first up.
Yeah. This team is, I mean, it's a lot different than last year. But I mean, same coaches, same work ethic from the coaches' side, and that's definitely good to see, good to feel. You know, definitely great to know that they put in just as much as we do, maybe even more. And it's nice to feel that. But definitely a lot different than last year, a different dynamic. There's some hurdles we have to overcome this year, but it's a good team overall.
How about some of the leadership you think this year? As you say, you lost a lot from last year, but and some of the younger swimmers. So, what's it like being a teammate with whether it's some other guys or ladies on the team?
It's interesting because I came in new to SEM last year, so I'm a captain this year, but I'm not used to a leadership position, especially not in this environment. So a lot of these people are relatively new to me, whereas like Tara has been around these people for her whole high school career, so it's a little different.
You also play tennis?
I haven't played tennis in high school before, but I'm looking for something to do in the spring, and I figure why not.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you have a sister. Tell us about her.
Yeah, Noam. She is 14, freshman this year. She's loud at times, but a good person overall, and she's swimming with us this year, and she's been putting up some pretty impressive times, so it's good to see little sister.
What's it like her looking up to you, I'm sure, in a lot of ways, or pushing along to say, hey, I'd like to improve a little bit, and I'm sure you're proud of her, saying, boy, she's done a nice job.
Yeah, she had some goals coming into the season, and actually mid-season she had to reevaluate them because she had already reached all of her goals, which is amazing to see.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
3.9 grade point average at SEM is pretty darn good. Let's talk about the next step for you, where you're going to head.
I'm not sure yet. I have a couple different opportunities, but within the next few weeks, we'll be getting some decisions, and I'll be making some decisions for my future.
Let's talk about your grandparents and how they inspire you.
When they were pretty young, they moved from Israel to England, learned English as they were living there, which in itself is very difficult to do. And then moved here at a very young age, and they've really made a good life for themselves. They live next door to us now, so I get to see them all the time, which is really nice. But for the longest time, they lived almost 2,000 miles away, and they always made an effort to come out and see us, and that's something I really value.
Well, Yono, we wish you the best of luck going forward, not only in swimming, but in your future endeavors. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you.
Garrett Paul joining us from Wyoming Seminary. And Garrett, you're a swimmer on this team. It is your senior year, so let's talk about the event you're competing in.
So this year I've been competing in the 100 fly a little bit more than last year. It's been adding up since my freshman year. I started swimming the 100 fly sophomore year. I also been swimming a little bit of distance. I swim the 200 and 500, favoring the 500 a little bit more over the 200.
How about this team overall? Let's talk about the makeup. It's different than last year. Some of your other teammates alluded to that. So how about for you? What's it been like?
I mean, last year was a phenomenal year. We had just a great team ethic. This year it's continued over. Everybody's excited about practice. We have people yelling, cheering for each other during events. In practice, we're encouraging each other to push themselves harder, bettering themselves.
You've done some rowing in the past. What was that experience like?
So I started rowing summer of my freshman year, and that was a great cross training for swimming. Swimmers and rowers go back and forth. Rowing really helped with my shoulder position, and also tightened up my core, so I was able to hold a better position and get that press down and slide.
Tell us about a couple brothers you have, Mark and John, what they're up to right now.
So Mark's in college at Moravian down by Allentown, and he's studying to be a sacred organist. He plays at churches Sundays. He also builds a couple band organs. I'm helping him build the second one, which has over 100 pipes and is controlled digitally. We used a Oric vacuum as a blower to fill up the bellows, and then we used a car battery to control the cords.
That's impressive.
And then John is in Montana right now. He is a therapist for alcohol rehab. He's going to be coming back to Pennsylvania in about 2 weeks with his dog, Wasabi, which is about 7 months old now. It's a Malamute and a Husky mix.
Math and science, a couple subjects you enjoy. We'll see why, because of your major 4.20. Let's talk about that next step for you.
I'm looking at studying aeronautical engineering down in Florida. There's a bunch of aeronautical engineering firms down there, so I'll be able to be right where the action is. I'll be able to do good internships.
Sounds like fun. What inspired you to get into that field?
So I always was interested in airplanes, and in elementary school, going into middle school, my uncle was working on his pilot's license and offered to pay to get my pilot's license. I didn't go all the way through with it yet because I've been busy at SEM, but I've completed the ground courses, studying to take my practical test, and I'll be up in the air a little bit more flying this summer to get my full license.
Let's talk about the competition that you enjoy and going up against a team like Dallas.
I grew up swimming for DMAC, and I was at Dallas Middle School, and then I transferred to SEM at high school. So there's the friends that I'm swimming against, and the competitive nature. They are a good team, and so are we. So it's the rivalry and also the friends I get to swim against.
Garrett Paul, you got your act together. Keep it up in the classroom and in the pool. And the best of luck, hopefully at one of those schools in Florida down the road.
Thank you.
Skylar Rohrig joining us from the Wyoming Seminary swim team. And Skylar, let's talk a little bit about this year, what it's been like for you as a freshman competing on the varsity level.
It's been really good. The competition is amazing, and the team supports me, especially the seniors.
What's it like to be in the pool? You're out there competing, the nerves, getting over the nerves is not easy. So, are you used to that from some competition when you were younger?
Yeah, I'm used to getting nervous before meets.
Let's talk about the events that you compete in.
I compete in mostly the 50 free, the 100 free, and the 100 back.
CCD teaching, something that you do with some younger kids. Talk about what grade you're helping out with.
I help teach 3rd grade, and it's so amazing because they're so energetic, and it reminds me of when I was that age.
Any thoughts of teaching down the road, or is this just something that you do that's important to you?
It's just something that I do that's important to me.
Well, you do have a little sister named Samantha, so tell us a little bit about her.
She really loves art, and she also swims. She swims the butterfly and the breaststroke.
Well, you're very good in science. You're carrying a 3.50, so you're a serious student.
Yeah.
Tell us about being a STEM student and some of the demands that constantly studying, I'm sure.
It's definitely a change from public school, but the teachers are all very supportive, and I feel at home.
Role model, Katie Ledecky. Tell us about her.
She is an Olympic swimmer. She holds world records in multiple events. She's an amazing swimmer.
Scranton Prep is a team that you like competing against. Talk about why.
I like competing against them because they have a good 50 freestyler, 100 freestyler, and 100 backstroker.
Well, Skylar, we appreciate your time. Thanks for telling us your story, and the best of luck going forward.
Thank you.